My study abroad experience in London was the first time I'd ever left the country. I was able to spend time in a London school system. I had my own class. I was able to ride the tube at rush hour and walk along the Thames River. I traveled to Paris twice. I was a groundling at the Globe Theatre, and I stood where traitors were beheaded. And I can't even put into words how much Teaching Fellows is responsible for that and how appreciative I am.
London really exposed me to a totally different culture than I was used to, a totally different environment. The discipline was totally different. The way the students responded to their teachers was totally different, and that was partly the school system but also partly the culture, so you really got to see how the two interacted.
Previous to even committing myself to the Costa Rican experience, I thought I wanted to go to London, and then I kind of researched both programs, and specifically for the population of children that I'm going to be teaching, I felt like it would be a great experience for me to immerse myself in the culture, taking classes, living with a host family, and then topping it off with having the opportunity to teach second grade 32 TICO children and teaching them English and working in the classroom and learning from them as they learned from me. So it was a nice reciprocated experience in that way.
I loved History Study Tour, and it was also a wonderful opportunity to really bond and really become friends with the people you're on the trip with and the people you're in this program with, because you have that one semester freshman year where you're trying to get into college, and then you're on a bus for 2 weeks with people and you really get to know each other. You're living with them, moving with them, doing things with them, and it's just educationally, and then the experience of just getting to know the people you're going to spend 4 years with. It was one of my favorite memories and experiences.
The point of the trip was not only to teach us about American history, but also the struggles of teaching American history in the classrooms. And I think like that basic knowledge of American history I can take into the classroom, but also different teaching methods and how we get to teaching kids about history.
I tell my students that I don't see them as college students who are training to be teachers. I actually look out at my class, and what I see are people who will potentially be my child's teachers. And so for me, it's very personal.
When you come into the Teaching Fellows program as a freshman, you are given a sophomore and a junior mentor, and they are there to kind of just give you anything you need, help you with the program, take you to lunch if they'd like, or tell you about studying abroad experiences. And that's one of the reasons you have a sophomore and a junior, so when the sophomores go abroad, you still have somebody there that you can ask questions to and help them.
I think being a teaching fellow kind of made me have like a home away from home, and even though I didn't even know I knew one of the girls, but you're with a bunch of other people, and then you all kind of know that you all have the same interests. It's a really welcoming environment, and I think Dr. Crawford and Ms. Fish, the two women in charge of this, they work so hard to make sure that we're comfortable and that we can adapt well to not only Elon, but to the School of Education.
I have a bunch of teaching fellows that live in my hall, so we're always together, and you can see that like each of us have the energy and commitment and passion for teaching, and we really care for it. And I think that's really unique to us and really special.
My experiences have reinvented the way I think about teaching.
I'm more aware of what's going on in our country and around the world.
I've had the opportunity to travel to places I will never forget.
With friends I'll never forget.
Without Teaching Fellows, none of this could have happened.